I don't know how we're going to do this yet, but in fact, I don't care who does it. And if we get more than one, do we really care? More than one micro FM broadcasting unit on the ground out there would be good. In fact, it should be a high priority with the way things are working. Why? Well, it's pretty obvious that we're looking at the bad guys trying to, again, bollocks up the water here, guys. If you go to dealextreme.com, and then go to consumer electronics. Now, when you touch the consumer electronics icon, the top of the page there, or top of the inventory, a white bubble area pops up, and there's all kinds of other subcategories. Well, if you go over and straight down to the middle, you'll see where it says Other Consumer Electronics. I've brought this up many times. It's now in the archives repeatedly, but we're doing it again. You go from Consumer Electronics to a subsection which is Other Consumer Electronics. Now, when you get there and you click there, they do have, by the way, frequency counters and all kinds of good stuff in this section. But most important is for under $100, and I would point out, for instance, a 1 to 7 watt stereo FM transmitter, standard commercial bandwidth as far as what it'll cover, $85.59, and the shipping is free. So under $100. We're talking about putting a micro FM emergency broadcasting system up in place. Now, again, where we have additional personnel that are there that are rotating and volunteering and doing whatever they're doing, any of you can run that radio station. You don't have to be a combatant to run a radio station, guys. So anybody out there listening, we set up the station. It runs nonstop. But we can also give in the clear emergency orders or instructions as needed as part of the radio grid. And the cool thing is, everybody has a car radio. Now, one other thing, remember, with a micro FM station, anybody along the highway there could tune in if you set it up as a way to get the word out locally. Oh, yeah, that would work. You don't broadcast on anything other than an open part of the bandwidth that's available. You do a frequency check. But there are a number of different packages. However, more than one is not a bad thing. Okay? In fact, multiples would be a good thing, which I highly recommend. Now, on that note, as long as we're on communications, something that wears out, breaks down, and all you guys might already have had this happen. At dealextreme.com, they have replacement DIY rubber shell antennas for walkie-talkies with SMA female connector. Color is black, 5 pieces per kit for $12.19. Shipping, shipping is free. It's paid for. That's shipping paid for. So you're talking 5 antennas in the kit for $12.19. If your rig needs this particular item, and here's the way to do this. All the specs are here for these things on the page. Go to Deal Extreme and punch in replacement DIY rubber shell antenna. The SKU number is 291-596. That's 291-596. 291-596. 291-596. $12.19 for 5 of these. Couple dollars a piece. Can't beat that. That's a great price for spares. It's one of those things, those little rubber ducky antennas have a tendency to get beat on eventually in the heat or just with age, the plastic wears out. If you have any of the radios that will take this antenna, now all the specs are down below. That's the easiest way to understand this. All the specs are right there. Okay, fits the Kenwood. These are walkie-talkie SMA female connector antennas. And again, very lightweight, but these are a light-duty antenna. You'll find them on a lot of equipment, obviously on the Kenwoods, everything else. If you've got one that's worn out, well, here's a solution, a replacement antenna. $12.19 for 5 of them. If you have a bunch of those radios, I would buy one of these little kits as a policy, as part of your replacement and repair kit. Just again, prior proper planning prevents piss-poor performance, so we need to get this in motion now. Anyway, Deal Extreme has the micro FM radios. Again, they also have frequency counters / any number of different survey pieces of equipment to include for laser detection and also for microwave. So for anybody out there who's looking to be able to spot and ID aggressor action in those two areas, that technology is dirt cheap, it's on the shelf, and it could quickly be employed. So it's purely a matter of your motivation, guys. Now, as far as the output, with regard to the micro FM mini stations, guys, it's purely it's whatever you want to spend. And also, you're looking at up to 20 watts for a transmitter, 1 watt to 7 watt for the one I'm looking at, which is the CZE-7C. But there's also the 5, there's also the 3, etc., etc. There are several models listed. So whatever fits your wallet and suits your need. You're going to need a few more items to plug everything in. You want a microphone. You want what you want is a switching board, a switchboard / a mixing board, and some noise makers. And remember, you can also be rebroadcasting, the Micro Effect or Liberty Tree Radio off of any number of different services non-stop. Wow. The big advantage is that it's possible for you to be able to use this as an emergency broadcasting system to get the word out locally with your personnel. That's what we're looking at as a solution, one of several. We don't want just one. We don't want all our eggs in one basket. We don't want one transceiver that does everything. That's a recipe for failure. You want individual boxes for individual solutions. Okay? And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second hour of the afternoon intelligence report. I'm Mark Koernke. One day closer to victory for all of our brothers and sisters, both on and behind the lines in occupied territories, west, central, east, and southeast.